Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different, a little interesting. I am going to be predicting every single NFL game this year. The date is July 9th, so granted it is a bit early, like 2-3 months early, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm going to be predicting every game, and I'm going to give just some of my thoughts and stuff. So I'm going to be going week by week, looking at these matchups on this website, Playoff Predictors. It's a good website. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But yeah, I'm going to be giving just a little bit of thoughts on every game, and yeah, hopefully this will be fun. I'm not going to have any cuts in this video. I don't want to edit it because I'm lazy. So yeah, here we go. So, first game of the year in Brazil, I think. Yeah, Brazil. We got Chiefs and Chargers. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to give it to the Chiefs. I don't like them, but they're a really good team. Patrick Mahomes, he played bad in that Super Bowl, or at least in the first half, but the second half, he did play good, so I'm going to give it to him. Plus, they got Rashee Rice coming back, I don't know. The Chiefs are, unfortunately, a really good team, in my opinion, at least. It's unfortunate. So, Jets and Steelers. We got the Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields revenge games. So, as of recording, just a few days ago, the Jalen Ramsey Minka Fitzpatrick trade happened, which was I didn't really see a point in that, but whatever. So, Steelers have obviously a really good defense. The Jets obviously have not looked too great. I do like Justin Fields, but I am a Vikings fan, but I am gonna give the win to the Steelers. So there we go. Next game, Dolphins versus Colts. Yeah. Also, I'm a Vikings fan, so be ready for them to go 17-0. But anyways, that's a joke. Dolphins Colts. I think the Dolphins are the better team, but I like the Colts. As of right now, I still don't know who their day one starter is going to be. I personally think it should be Anthony Richardson, but if you want to give Daniel Jones a chance, at least until maybe they're like bye week or something, whatever. Either way, I do think I'm going to go with the Dolphins. I like them to win. They obviously have that great offense if everyone's healthy. And yeah, I don't know. I do think the Colts are going to be a sneaky team, though, this year. So, Bengals and Browns. I just don't think the Browns got what it takes. I'm going Bengals. However, the Bengals do always start slow. And the Browns do have Joe Flacco. I don't know. I don't know. This could be a closer one than you guys think. I think I'm going to stick with Bengals, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns won that. Watch the Browns now win by like 100. Anyways, up next, Raiders versus Patriots. I like the Raiders. I think Ashton Genty is going to have a great first game, This rough Patriots defense, Ashton Genty is going to go off. They already got Brock Bowers. I do like the Patriots, though. Drake May. Is Stephon Diggs healthy? I honestly don't know. I'm going to look it up real quick. But I do like Drake May and stuff, but I'm going to give it to the Raiders because the Patriots defense is still rough. Titans, Broncos. I'm not going to trust Cam Ward. I'm going to give that one to the Broncos. They have one of the best. They have the best defense in the league, in my opinion. And Cam Ward, I think, is going to struggle against them. Bo Nix, we've already seen what he can do. He made it to the playoffs, so I think it's that. Oh, we got the juggernauts here. We got the AFC divisional rematch, I believe. Bills versus Ravens. Lamar versus Josh Allen. I think the Ravens have the better team. I obviously think the Bills are a really good team, but I'm going to give this one to the Ravens. Lamar, in my opinion, is a better quarterback. At least in the regular season, he is. And he's just ridiculous, dude. And I would like to say they have a better defense, but I don't even know if that's true. But either way, I'm going to give it to the Ravens. So, we got Panthers and Jaguars, two pretty bad teams. But they're both kind of young. I surprisingly kind of like them for some reason. The Panthers, you know, they drafted Tet McMillan. Oops. And yeah, I kind of like them for some reason. The Jaguars obviously have Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. Bryce Young looked good, but I think I'm going to give it to the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is coming back. Bryce Young looked good at the end of the last season, so I'll give him some credit. All right, we got Texans versus Rams. The Rams are so weird because they absolutely destroyed the Vikings last year. We played 2 games against them. One in the regular season, one in the playoffs, obviously, when we lost both of them. So, I don't really know what to think of them. But they are fully healthy. I like the Texans, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm going to give this one to the Rams. I think the Texans are maybe just a little overrated because of CJ Stroud and how good he played that 1 year. Don't get me wrong, I still think they're good, like a winning record and probably playoffs, but I don't think they're as good as a lot of people necessarily think. So, let's go over to the NFC. Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles at home. They're gonna be insane. Also, this is not kicking off the season. I just realized this is kicking off the season. But anyways, Eagles at home against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are gonna be better than last year for sure, but whatever. I'm gonna need to speed this up. So, Cardinals, Saints. Give me the Cardinals, man. I personally think Marvin Harrison Jr. is due for a breakout year. I just traded for him in one of my fantasy dynasty leagues, so I do trust him. And the Saints, they're a rough team, man. I mean, they're starting Tyler Shuck. I personally don't think Tyler Shuck will pan out, but I would love to see him prove me wrong. Buccaneers versus Falcons. Buccaneers got a crazy offense. Love Bucky Irving. I love Bucky Irving. Baker Mayfield. I like him too. I'm going to give it to the older, more experienced team. I feel like the Falcons are pretty young. You know, you got Drake London, Bijan, Michael Penix. Falcons have a pretty solid defense. Do they? No. They kind of, I don't know. It's like mid. But I'm going to give it to the Buccaneers. Commanders, Giants. I'm not going to overthink it. Give it to the Commanders. They're just the better team. I mean, they made the NFC Championship. If Jaden Daniels continues what he did, then the Commanders will be great. Also, every year, there's always one breakout team. And I don't know who I'm going to think that's going to be, but I don't know. Whatever. So, Niners, Seahawks. Sam Darnold's first game as a Seahawk. The Niners have McCaffrey back. I think I'm going to give it to who I believe will be the upset team in the Seahawks. I don't know. I just like them a little bit better here. As a Vikings fan, I freaking hate the Packers. I hate them so much, but whatever. Lions are the better team. No question about that. And then Vikings, Bears. A lot of people are saying the Bears, and I just don't get it. Again, I am a Vikings fan, so, yell at me. But, I mean, the Vikings have, I know this sounds so crazy. I feel like we have one of the best offenses in the league just because we have Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy. If he is anything of what Sam Darnold showed last year as a 22-year-old, will be so good. I'm giving it to the Vikings, but J.J. McCarthy's going into the best situation that I think any rookie, or at least first-year quarterback, has ever gone into. And the Vikings have a really good defense, as we saw last year. We didn't lose, I don't think, anyone significant, but whatever. I mean, I do think our secondary isn't great, but we did improve it a little bit, so I'm giving it to the Vikings. All right. Wait, what? Okay. So, week 2. Here we go. I'm going to speed this up a little. We got Bills versus Jets. Bills are the better team. You know, they had that rough week 1 loss, but they're going to bounce back. Give them the win there. Patriots, Dolphins. I think I'm going to go Patriots here. I like Drake May. I think he has a bounce back after his loss in week 1 to the Raiders. Dolphins, I just don't know how much I trust them. Tyreek is getting older. He's still great, don't get me wrong, but he is getting older. Tua, he's so weird because sometimes he looks really good and whatever. So, Jaguars versus Bengals. I'm going to give this one, I think I'm going to give this one to the Bengals. Again, I do like the Jaguars, but I just don't know what to do about them. Bengals obviously got that great offense. However, they're always slow at the start of the season. Man, should I go back and give the Browns? No, I can't give the Browns the win. I will say, I doubt this will happen because the Bengals always start slow. But I am going to give them the win just because I can't in good faith give the Browns or the Jaguars a win against the Bengals. Ravens beat Browns pretty easy there. Broncos versus Colts. Got the Peyton Manning teams. I don't know. I think the Colts might actually come out with a win here. I like the Broncos, but the Colts, you know, maybe they start Anthony Richardson. He has a good game. Jonathan Taylor was super hot to end the year. They added Tyler Warren as a he's just a freak. The Broncos, again, love that defense, so whatever. I think the Broncos are I'm going to give it to the Colts, but the Broncos are really good. Their defense is so good, and they have a pretty solid offense. I mean, they have like one of the best O-lines in the league. Chargers versus Raiders. I think I'm gonna give this one to the Chargers. Should I though? I think I'm gonna give it to the Chargers. You know, they're probably the better team, but I do think Ashton Genty is gonna be great. I'm gonna give this one to the Rams. They got a pretty good offense. The Titans, I just don't trust Cam Ward. Don't get me wrong, I think he can be good, but I don't think he's gonna be that good. Anyways. But again, I thought the exact same thing about Bo Nix last year, and he was so much better than I thought. So, whatever. I also thought Jaden Daniels wasn't going to be good because he's just so small. I thought he was going to get hurt. Just because, if he takes off running one time and gets hit, he's dead. That's what it looks like to me with how, just skinny he is. But I was obviously proven wrong. Maybe he'll get hurt this year. I don't know. But, whatever. So, Seahawks and Steelers. I think I'm going to give this one to the Seahawks, actually. I don't really know why, but I'm going to. Ooh, we got the Super Bowl rematch. Chiefs at home. Eagles on the road. Chiefs have that great run defense, or at least they did last year. And they totally held Saquon in the Super Bowl. But now the Eagles are... But I mean, the Eagles, they destroyed them in the Super Bowl with passing. I do. The Chiefs are a great team, but I think I'm going to give this one to the Eagles. But they're in Arrowhead. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to give it to the Eagles, but I'm really debating whether I should switch to Chiefs. I think I'm going to stick with the Eagles, though. Buccaneers versus Texans. Pretty similar teams. I do think the Bucs are a little bit better, but I think I'm actually going to give this one to the Texans. I think Stroud, he's pretty good quarterback, whatever. Commanders and Packers. I'm going to give this one to the Commanders. They're the better team. Don't think about it too hard. Next one, giving it to the Cowboys. I think they're going to be, like, 2 years ago, obviously, they were one of the best teams in the league, at least in the regular season. Last year, they were pretty bad. I think they're going to be, like, 11-6 or something like that. Maybe a wild card team, 10-7. What did I just do? Oh, okay. Niners and Saints. I'm giving it to the Niners. I think McCaffrey, after his week 1 loss, is gonna just have a great game. And the Saints, they're a rough team. I'll be honest, I think I might have them getting the first overall pick. I know at the end it shows you what your right here. It shows you what the draft order is. Right here. So I think I might be giving the Saints the first overall pick. I think they're bad, dude. I'm going to give this one to the Lions. I'm not going to overthink it. Cardinals, Panthers. I'm going to give this one to the Cardinals. I like Bryce Young, but I think Harrison's going to have his breakout year. Falcons, Vikings. God, I hate being a Vikings fan because it's so hard not to be biased, but I think we beat the Falcons. I don't know. We got a pretty good run defense. Maybe Drake London has a really good game, but I think if J.J. McCarthy turns into something, we are good. All right, week 3. Dolphins, Bills. I'm going to give it to the Bills. They're the better team. Josh Allen is obviously really good. This one, I don't want to make Cam Ward go 0-3. I think I'm going to give this one to the Titans. I think Cam Ward gets his first win against a relatively weak defense. Oh, also, I forgot. The Vikings signed 2 Colts offensive linemen, so I know the Colts lost 2 linemen. That's the only reason I know. So the Colts have a weak O-line. Steelers and Patriots. I'm going to give this one to the Patriots, actually. The Patriots are kind of a sleeper team, in my opinion. Not obvious. I don't think they're going to be anything crazy, but I think they're a little bit of a sleeper. Jaguars, Texans. I'm going to give it to the Texans. They're just the better team. But, I mean, okay. I should be paying attention more to the who's at home, but that's fine. All right, Broncos, Chargers. I think I'm going to give the Chargers the win here. They're the home team. Again, love the Broncos, but I think I'm going to give it to the Chargers here. I'm debating that one. All right. Here's where the Vikings get murdered because obviously the Bengals are crazy through the air. Oh, man. A lot of people are saying they think we're going to win this game. But, I mean, when you think about it here, Bengals defense, garbage, right? J.J. McCarthy's the rookie. You know, he's going to be... he's a rookie, you know. Bengals have a crazy offense, bad defense. Vikings have a crazy I'm giving it to the Vikings. I don't care. I'm biased. Whatever. I don't care. I'm giving it to the Vikings. Jets versus Bucks. Give me the Bucks. They're the better team. Raiders, Commanders. This is an interesting one. I'm going to give it to the Commanders, though. They are the better team at home. Packers versus Browns. I'm going to give it to the Packers. Browns are rough. Chiefs, Giants. Give it to the Chiefs. Ravens, Lions. This is the Super Bowl. I thought that was going to happen last year. I think these were the 1 seeds. I thought this was going to be the Super Bowl, though. No, they weren't the 1 seeds. What am I saying? No. Wait, I think they were the 1 seeds. Or were the Chiefs the ones? No. I know the Lions were the 1 seed. Whatever, doesn't matter. Lions, Ravens. Both undefeated so far. Lions or Ravens, man. This is a really tough one. Lions are getting Hutchinson back. But Lamar doesn't even feel pressure. He just runs away from it. I think I'm going to give this one to the Ravens. That's going to be a good game, hopefully, though. It's a Monday night game. Whatever. So, I'm going to give this one to the Eagles at home. They're a really good team, obviously. Panthers, Falcons. They're both 0-2. I'm going to give this one to the Panthers. I think the Falcons have a rough start of the season. But who do the Falcons play in week 1? The Bucks. I'm going to give it to the Panthers. I think they get a win at home. Seahawks versus Saints. I'm giving it to the Seahawks. The Saints are just so rough in my opinion. They might surprise me. I don't know, but I think the Saints are going to be horrible. Cardinals versus Niners. Let's see. Cardinals are undefeated. The Seahawks are how did that happen? Whatever. Cardinals, Niners. I think I'm going to give this one to the Niners. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Niners there. Cowboys, Bears. I think Caleb Williams gets his first win of the year against the Cowboys. Yeah. Alright, so we got a couple teams that still have no wins. Are there any undefeated teams still? There's the Ravens, Eagles, Commanders, Seahawks, and Vikings. Okay. Alright. Who did the Falcons? No, Vikings are at home. I'm giving it to them. I feel like the Vikings shouldn't be undefeated. I feel like I'm definitely being biased, but it's fine. Titans, Texans, I'm giving it to the Texans. Better team at home. Chiefs, Ravens, that's a good game. Ravens are undefeated. Chiefs have one loss. I mean, I think the Chiefs just kind of own the Ravens, to be honest. They're at Arrowhead. I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. Dolphins, Jets. I'm going to give this one to the Dolphins. The Jets are 0-4. Remember when I said I kind of liked Justin Fields? Anyways, no, I'm giving it to the Jets. I'm giving it to the Jets. I think Justin Fields tears up that defense. Jets have a sneaky little defense. Not great, but still kind of sneaky. So we got the battle of the offense versus the defense. Broncos obviously got that crazy defense. I think it's going to be like the Bengals don't score a lot of points and the Broncos score a little more. I'm going to give it to the Broncos. I mean, how much longer can I ride this train? All right. Aaron Rodgers. They got a good defense. They can apply pressure. God, I hate that the Vikings are 4-0. But I really think we're going to win all these games. I really think we are. I hate that the Vikings are 4-0, but I think we're going to win. All right, I need to speed this up because I'm on pace for a 2-hour video. Panthers, Patriots. I'm going to go Panthers. I think Bryce Young gets another one. I'm going to give this one to the Chargers. They're the better team. Give this to the Bills. Give this to the Lions. Just give it to the better teams here. Gonna give this one to the Rams. I think the Jags are gonna beat the Niners. Can this go away? Whatever. Bears, Raiders. God, I'm hating on the Bears so much. I'm gonna give it to the Raiders. Screw it. Alright, Seahawks, Cardinals. I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. I think at home they're going to be able to beat Sam Darnold. Eagles, Bucks. The Bucks weren't they kind of close to beating the Eagles last year in the playoffs? I don't know. I'm gonna give it to the Eagles though. They're obviously the best team. I'm gonna actually give this one to the Falcons. I think Jaden Daniels on the road. I think the Falcons score a lot of points on that Commanders' relatively weak defense. And it's not weak, but it's like mid. The mid defense, I think they score on them. Jaden Daniels, I just don't think he's able to outscore the Falcons here. Packers, Cowboys. You can tell I'm such a Vikings fan, dude. Look at the NFC North. Whatever. I'm gonna give this one to the Cowboys. I think at home they're just Jordan Love isn't gonna make it happen. All right. I'm gonna give this one to the Ravens. They're the better team. I'm gonna give this to the Raiders. I like them a little more on this one. I have to give it to the Patriots. The Bills. The Patriots, I like them, but they're not that good. Give this one to the Chiefs, obviously. Again, I hate to do it, but the Vikings are going to beat the Browns. It's the Browns. I hate to do it. I really hate to do it, but I think the Vikings are going to beat the Browns. I really hate to do it. I hate that the Vikings are 5-0. All right, let's see. Cowboys, I think, are going to beat the Jets. We got a great defense versus a great... the Eagles are going to win. The Eagles are so good. I'm going to actually... No, I think the Dolphins are going to put it together against a weak defense. Cardinals, Titans. I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. What's the Cardinals' record? They're 4-1. What am I doing? Whatever. Commanders. I'm going to give them the win here. Lions, Bengals. That's a good one. Lions, Bengals. You know, high-powered offenses. I'm going to give it to the Lions, though. Bengals have just an awful defense. I think I'm going to give it to the Rams here. Actually, I'm going to give it to the 49ers. I think the 49ers beat the Rams. No, I don't. I don't think they're beating the Rams. Maybe when the 49ers play the Rams at home, I'll have them winning. All right. The Battle of the Garbage. Holy crap. I'm going to give it to the Saints, though. Man, the Giants aren't even that bad. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna give it to the Buccaneers. I like them a lot. Can I see the divisions, please? Whatever. This stupid ad. Alright, whatever. Oh, bye weeks are happening. Alright, cool. I know the Vikings have a bye this week. So, whatever. Alright. Broncos, Jets in... What is this, like... In the UK? Okay. I don't think the Jets do it against the Broncos. The Broncos are just... They got a great defense and stuff. I'm going to give it to the Broncos here. Steelers, Browns. Steelers coming off the bye week. They're 1-3. Browns are 0-5. I don't think whoever the Browns quarterback is going to be able to handle the Steelers defense. I think they're going to win this one. Dolphins, Chargers. I think Justin Herbert pulls out the win here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to give it to the Chargers. Raiders, Titans. I'm going to give it to the Raiders here. Titans got a bad defense. Seahawks, Jags. I'm actually going to give this one to the Jaguars. I think they pull it out. Rams, Ravens. I'm going to give it to the Ravens. They're the better team, yeah. Cardinals, Colts. I think I'm actually going to give this one to the Colts at home. I think they're going to pull it out at home. Patriots versus Saints. I'm going to give it to the Patriots. Yeah. Alright. Bengals versus Packers. Packers coming off the bye week. Jordan Love. I'm going to give it... I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I'm going to come back to it. Chiefs-Lions. This was another potential Super Bowl matchup that I thought might happen. Both teams are 4-1. I think the Lions just outscore them, just like the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. Falcons, Bills. By the way, okay, these are the Falcons are 1-3. I'm sorry. Bills are gonna beat them. The Bills are just a good team. Eagles beating the Giants. I do think the Giants will probably win one of their first 6 games, but from what I see, I don't think they're gonna. Like, I would be surprised if they're actually 0-6, but that's what I'm gonna say. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're 6-0. All right, Niners. I'm gonna give it to the Bucks. What's the Bucks record, by the way? I can't actually see it. I can't. What? Oh God, they're 4-2. I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys over the Panthers. And I'm gonna give it to the Commanders over the Bears. Alright. Oh wait, I never chose this game. Oh, we got... I'm gonna give it to the Bengals, I think. Just because I don't like the Packers. Steelers, Bengals. Great defense. I'm going to give it to the Steelers here. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Steelers. All right. Patriots, Titans. I think Cam Ward gets another one at home against a bad defense. I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. They're just the better team. Dolphins, Browns. I think the Browns pull out their first win of the year. I think they do. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Browns here. We got Colts, Chargers. I think the Chargers win. This one, it's in the UK. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Jaguars fans for some reason. I don't really know why I think that. I think the Jaguars actually upset the Rams here. We got Jets, Panthers. What's the Panthers record? It's like 2-4 or something. I don't know. Yeah, they're 2-4. Jets are 1-5. I think the Jets pull it out at home. Panthers are still not a great team. Broncos, Giants, giving it to the Broncos. They're the better team. Texans versus Seahawks. I'm going to give it to the Texans coming off the bye week. Alright, I'm not completely delusional. Eagles beat the Vikings. I'm going to say the Bears beat the Saints here. Packers beat Cardinals. Commanders, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys actually win it at home. I think they're going to win at home against the Commanders. Niners, Falcons. What's the Niners record? Oh, I can't see it. Okay. Well, they're 2-4. Jesus. All right. I'm going to give this one to the Niners. I don't think the Falcons are necessarily going to be 1-5, but it's fine. Lions, Bucks. I'm going to give it to the Lions. Alright, we got Bengals, Jets here. I'm giving it to the Bengals. I just think they outscore them. Browns, Patriots. I'm going to give it to... I'll give it to the Patriots, yeah. Titans, Colts. I think the Colts pull it out. I think the Titans beat the Colts earlier in the year. I think the Colts are going to get one back. Chargers. Let me think about this. We got the Chargers offense, you know. It's a solid offense. They like the run. They got Amari and Hampton. Vikings have a great run defense, though. I think I'm going to give it to the Vikings here. Again, Vikings fan, I know. Alright. Niners, Texans. I think the Niners get one here. Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Niners here. Bills, they're the better team. I'm going to actually give this one to the Falcons here. The Dolphins, I think, are going to have a rough year. I'm giving it to the Ravens. They're the better team. Cowboys, Broncos. I think Micah Parsons has a good game here, and the Cowboys pull it out. Let's see. Steelers, Packers. I'm going to give it to the Packers. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Packers. All right. I'm gonna this one. I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs. I think they pull it out of Arrowhead. I mean, yeah, Giants aren't beating the Eagles. So the Eagles are 8-0. I'm gonna give this to the Bucks. They're the better team. All right, Ravens are gonna beat the Dolphins. I'm going to say I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to say the Broncos beat the Texans. Chargers beat the Titans. Steelers beat the Colts. Raiders beat the Jaguars. I'm going to say the Bills get their... No, I'm going to say the Chiefs win. Chiefs beat Bills. I think the Bengals are going to beat the Bears at home. Falcons beat the Patriots. Packers, Lions are going to win at home. I think the Vikings have a chance against the Lions at home when, like, the Vikings are at home, but on the road, I don't think they do it. I'm going to give this one... Actually, I'm giving it to the Giants here. I think they're going to beat that weak defense. Rams, I'm going to have beating the Saints. Going to have the Commanders over the Seahawks. And I'm going to have the Cardinals winning here. So, I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to resume after this, but yeah, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back, so let's continue. We got week 10. Yeah, let's go. So, Raiders versus Broncos. Like the Broncos defense here. I think they shut down the Raiders. Jaguars, Texans. I think the Texans take it at home. Don't think about it too much. Let's go. Both coming off a bye. Jets at home. Two rough teams. I'm gonna give it to the Jets. We got Bills, Dolphins. I'm gonna give it to the Bills, I think, here. Steelers, Chargers. Let's see. What are the Chargers at? How are the Chargers 6-3? What the? Alright. Justin Herbert, I don't think he can pull it out against the Chargers defense or against the Steelers defense. I'm going to give that one to the Steelers. We got Colts Falcons. Colts are 3-6. What are the Falcons? They're 3-5. I'm going to give it to the Falcons. I think they're a better team. Yeah, I'm not I like the Vikings obviously. But Lamar is just too good. I'm giving it to the Ravens. Let's see. I think the Bucks take it here pretty easily against the Patriots. All right. Bears Giants. I'm going to give it to the Bears here. We got Saints and Panthers. I'm going to give it to the Panthers at home. I think they pulled out at home. Seahawks versus Cardinals. I'm going to go I think I'm going to give this I don't know, man. I think I'm going to give it to the Seahawks at home. I think whoever is at home wins that matchup, and that's obviously the Seahawks. Rams Niners. I think I'm going to give this one to the Niners. They're at home. I like that. Niners at home. Take down the Rams. There was... Which one was it earlier that I was talking about? Yeah. I was saying when the Niners are at home, I'll give it to them. So that's what I did. Lions Commanders. Pretty good game. I really don't know what to do here. Commanders obviously beat them. I think I'm gonna give it to the Commanders at home. I don't think the Lions get their revenge. And then the Eagles, I think they stay undefeated. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they're the reigning champions, but they're just such a good team. Let's see. Jets, Patriots. Pretty bland game. I'll give it to the... I don't know. Wait, did they play week 1? I feel like they did for some reason. No, that was Raiders. Wait, have the Jets and Patriots played yet? What? I don't think they have. Alright, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So, Jets versus Patriots. I'm going to give it to the Patriots at home. Texans, Titans. I'm going to give it to the Texans. Again, I think Cam Ward struggles this first year. I mean, the Titans are just such a bad team. Bengals, Steelers. I like this one. Did they already play this year? I think they have. Yeah, Bengals. Yeah, I gave it to the Steelers. You know what? I think the Bengals take this one at home, and then the Steelers take this one at home. So I'm changing it up a little bit, but that's fine. We got Chargers and Jaguars. So, I like, again, as you can tell, I like the Jags this year. I think they're going to do it at home against Justin Herbert and the Chargers. We got Broncos Chiefs here. I think I'm actually going to give this to the Broncos at home. I think they're going to pull it out. Shock the Chiefs. I think Ravens beat Browns. I'm not going to overthink that one too much. Commanders and Dolphins. I'm going to go the Commanders. I don't... Man, 2-9. The Dolphins aren't 2-9, I don't think, but whatever. I'm giving it to the Commanders here. Should I though? Yeah, all right. Giving it to the Commanders. Let's move on. Bills Bucks. I almost want to give this one to the Bucks. I think if the Bucks were playing at home, I would give it to them. But Bills are at home. I'm going to give it to the Bills. Now we got Cowboys Raiders. Cowboys coming off the bye week. Raiders still have a rough defense. They got a good offense on paper, but I am going to give it to the Cowboys. 7-3 though is kind of crazy, but it's fine. Can this ad go away, like, please? Like, oh crap. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna leave it there. Let's see. So we got Bears Vikings. I mean, I think the Vikings do it at home. Again, I'm sorry, I'm a Vikings fan. Did I have them winning last week? No, they played the Ravens. I'm taking Vikings at home. Again, I'm sorry, I'm a Vikings fan. I just think we're gonna win. Panthers Falcons. I'll give it to the Falcons at home. Giants Packers. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Packers. Don't overthink this. I'm going to give this one to the Rams. They're playing at home. I think they're the better team. Cardinals and Niners. The Cardinals have such a bad defense. The Niners, they do have a pretty good offense. I'm going to give it to the Niners. Eagles Lions. Ooh. This is a tough one. The Eagles are at home. I think the Lions are the first ones to beat the undefeated Eagles. I think they do it. Week 11. Alright. Bills versus Texans. Thursday night. I think the Texans shock the Bills. They're at home. Josh Allen gets rattled on a Thursday night. I'm going to give this one to the Texans. Alright, we got Colts Chiefs. I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. They're the better team. Bengals versus Patriots. I'm going to give it to the Bengals. I mean, they went on that hot streak last year. I do remember they lost to the Patriots week 1 of last year, but that was also the first week of the year where they always start slow, so whatever. Jets, Ravens. I don't want to just automatically go Ravens, but I think I'm going to do that because the Ravens are just really good. Browns, Raiders. I'll give it to the Raiders. Steelers, Bears. I'm going to give this one to the Bears. I think they do it here. Seahawks, Titans. I think Cam Ward gets another one here. Let's go Jaguars, Cardinals. I don't know what to do here. I think I'll give it to the Cardinals at home, but whatever. Vikings versus Packers. God, I hate to keep giving the Vikings wins, but I think we're going to win it. I think we're a much better team than the Packers. Oh, wait, what did I just do? I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give this one to the Lions at home against the Giants. Falcons, Saints. I'll give one to the Saints at home. Eagles, Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to upset the Eagles at home. I think they're going to do it. Alright. Buccaneers, Rams. Is this a rematch? No, it's not. They did not play in the playoffs. Buccaneers, Rams. I like both these teams. I'll give it to the Rams at home. And then Niners versus Panthers. I'll give it to the Niners at home. Bengals, Ravens. Have they played yet? Because I think the Bengals will beat the Ravens at home. I don't know if I said that, but... Alright, whatever. Week 10. Or week 11. Wait, no, week 12. Wait, what? Okay, week 13. Sorry, that was dumb. I'm going to give it to the Ravens at home. Jags, Titans. I'm going to give it to the Jags. Texans versus Colts. I think the Colts win one at home. What's their record? 4-8. Ooh, Raiders, Chargers. I think the Chargers do it at home. I think they get the win there. I'm going to give this one to the Bills. But that might be a closer game than people think. I think this actually might be a closer game than people think, but still giving it to the Bills. Chiefs, Cowboys. Gonna give it to the Chiefs. I don't even know why I made it sound like it was crazy. I'm giving it to the Chiefs. Saints, Dolphins, going to the Dolphins. Falcons, Jets. I'm gonna give it. I feel like I'm disrespecting the Falcons a little. I feel like I'm also disrespecting the Jets a little. I feel like both teams are a little disrespected. I'm gonna give it. I gotta think about it. Jets have got a pretty mid defense. Their offense is not too bad. Falcons, they got a pretty solid offense actually. I like the Jets, but I'm gonna give it to the Falcons. I don't think 3-9 is necessarily the right thing for them, but I'm gonna roll with it. Browns versus Niners. Gonna give it to the Niners. Broncos, Commanders. Oof. Commanders are 8-3 according to this, obviously. 7-4 for the Broncos. I can kind of see it going either way. I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. Actually, I think they're gonna pull it out. And then we got Patriots, Giants. I'll give it to the Patriots. Lions, I do think beat the Packers at home. I'm going to have the Eagles beating the Bears. I think Buccaneers beat Cardinals. I think the Panthers maybe beat the Rams. Is that crazy? That might be crazy. Nah, I'm giving it to the Rams. Vikings, Seahawks. God, I freaking hate that I'm giving Vikings these wins. But I think we're going to win all these games. I really hate to do it, but I think the Vikings are going to win these games. So, whatever. Again, bite me in the comments or whatever. I don't care. Oh, gosh, we got a lot of these matchups. So, Dolphins, Jets. I'm going to give it to the Jets at home, I think. No, I'm going to give it to the Dolphins. I'm giving it to the Dolphins. They're the better team. Steelers, Ravens. I think maybe there's a chance Ravens beat the Steelers at home. Maybe. I don't know if they've already played at home, but whatever. I mean, where is it? Come on. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I think they play like in maybe that's the last game of the year. I don't know. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Whatever. All right. Back to week 14. I'm going to give it to the Ravens at home. We got the Colts and the Jags. I'll give it to the Jags. I mean, I can't believe that I'm giving the Jags a 7-6 record, but here we are. Uh, Titans Browns. I'll give it to the Browns here. Give them their second win. Broncos Raiders. I think the Raiders pull it out at home. I think they do. Got Bills Bengals. I think maybe if the Bengals are at home, they do it. But on the road against the Bills, man, I don't know. I'm actually going to give this one to the Bengals. The Bills don't have a great defense. Bengals obviously don't either, but I think the Bengals do it. Texans Chiefs. Texans, I think, should have won that playoff game. I thought there was a couple of bad calls. But Texans Chiefs. Man, I don't know. I think I'm going to just give it to the Chiefs. I'm giving it to the Chiefs. Eagles Chargers. I'm giving it to the Eagles. I don't know. I'm giving it to the Eagles. They're just a really good team. Gonna give this one to the Lions. Bears Packers. I'll give it to the Packers at home. Vikings Commanders. I think the Commanders do take down my lovely Vikings. Seahawks Falcons. What an interesting matchup. I'll give it to the Falcons at home. Also, if you haven't caught on to the theme here, if it's a close game, I usually give it to the team at home, but I don't know, whatever. Buccaneers Saints. I'll give it to the Bucks again at home. Cardinals Rams. I think the Cardinals do it at home here. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. We got I think have the Chargers played the Chiefs at home? They have. I think the Chargers actually beat the Chiefs at home. Oh, wait, it's not even a home game. That's dumb. Okay, whatever. Alright, well, I'm giving it to the Chiefs at Arrowhead. I think maybe if the Chargers were in LA to play the Chiefs, it's a better game, but it's not, it's kind of dumb. I think they shouldn't have divisional games against each other. Right here, I think the Bengals do it. They're at home. I think they beat their nemesises. I don't know, whatever. I think they beat them. Bills, Patriots. Bills, yeah, I'm giving it to the Bills. Jets, Jags. I'm actually going to give this one to the Jets here. I think they do it. Steelers, Dolphins. I think at this point, Tua is probably hurt, but whatever. I'll give it to the Steelers, though. Cardinals, Texans. Whatever. Cardinals, Texans. I think the Texans, once again, they're at home. I think they're going to beat them. Bears beat the Browns. Sorry, I keep going quiet because I start thinking about things other than this. Yeah, Eagles, they win this one. Yeah, Niners beat them there. Why am I having the Niners so high again? I don't know. Whatever. Seahawks, Colts. I'll give it to the Seahawks. And then Broncos, Packers. I feel like Jordan Love has always struggled against really good defenses, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Falcons, Bucks. I'm gonna give it to the Bucks at home. I'm gonna give it to the Commanders here. All right, Lions, Rams. This actually might be a close game. I almost wanna. You know what? Screw it. Oh, I'm giving it to the Rams at home. Giving it to the Rams at home. All right. Panthers, Saints. Give it to the Panthers here. Nah. I don't know. I'll give it to the Panthers here. All right. Vikings, Cowboys. Oh, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Micah Parsons has a good game or something. I don't know. I think I'll give this one to the Cowboys. I'm not going to be super delusional. All right. Yep. I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. Pretty obvious. I'll give this one to the Ravens. I'll give this to the Bills. Those are three very obvious matchups in my opinion. I'm gonna give this to the Broncos here. Raiders, Texans. I'll give it to the Texans here. Then we got Dolphins, Bengals at home. If everyone's healthy, it's the power of, or the, not what? Wait, not the power. I don't remember. It's the two big offenses. I think the Dolphins actually pull it out here at home. We got Chargers, Cowboys. I'll give it to the Cowboys. They're at home. We got Jets, Saints. I'll give it to the Jets here. Oh, give it to the Jets. We got Steelers, Lions. The Lions are going to win. But that also means the Steelers... You know what? I really want to end this off with the Steelers having a winning record. If there's a close game that I had the Steelers losing, yeah, like right here, I'm going to give this one to the Steelers so that they still have a winning record. That might be dumb, but whatever. This is all for fun anyways. Niners, Colts. I'll give it to the Niners. Rams, Seahawks. I think maybe the Seahawks have a little sneaky win at home here. Bears, Packers. I'll give it to the Bears at home. Both 6-9. Ooh, Eagles, Commanders. I like the Commanders at home here. I do. Commanders at home. I think they do it. I'm going to give my Vikings the win over the Giants. We got Buccaneers, Panthers. I'll give this one to the Bucks. We got I'll give it to the Falcons here. I think the Falcons win that one. Alright, we got Broncos, Chiefs. Did they already play? Yeah, they had to have. Wait, hold on. Give me a moment to go off on this tangent. Who did I have winning? Did I have the Chiefs? I probably had the Chiefs winning. Wait, did I miss them? Wait, what? Oh, here it is. I did give it to the Broncos at home. That's good. I was thinking they should have it at home. Anyways, giving it to the Chiefs here. Let's see. Texans, Chargers. I'm gonna give this one to the Chargers. I think they do it at home. Jaguars, Colts. I think the Colts do it at home here. All right, let's see. I'll give this one to the Patriots on the road. I'm going to give it to the Steelers here, keeping the winning record alive. But also, I do think they actually will win that game. Let's see, Raiders, Giants. Raiders, Giants. I'll give it to the Raiders. They're at home. I think the Giants are going to have a rough year, to say the least. Man, the Giants aren't that bad, are they? Okay, hey. If you guys are watching this after the season, future me, if the Giants have a decent year, I'm saying it right now, there's a chance the Giants have a decent year, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they suck. Alright, Ravens, Packers. Yeah, I'll give it to the Ravens. We got Bengals beating the Cardinals. I'm going to give this one to the Titans. Bucks and Dolphins. I'm going to give this one to the Dolphins. I think they might do it. Ooh, Bills, Eagles. Man, that's a tough one. Giving it... I think the Bills do it at home. Yep, Bills at home. We got Commanders, Cowboys. This is a pivotal game here. Thursday night. I'll come back to it. I already made up in my mind the Vikings are going to beat the Lions at home. Again, probably delusional, but I don't really care. Seahawks, Panthers. Kind of like the Panthers here. I'll give it to the Panthers. They're at home. I think there's a chance they do it. We got Niners, Bears. I think the Bears shock the Niners here. And we got Falcons, Rams. I think the Falcons do it at home. Alright. Wait. Oh, yeah. I think Commanders at home. I think Jaden Daniels does it. Alright. These are all divisional games. Chiefs, Raiders. Chiefs have already clinched the playoffs, but if they want to be the 3 seed, they do have to win this game. However, I think the Raiders are going to pull it out. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be trying super hard because, again, week 18. Broncos, Chargers. I'm gonna say the Broncos make it. Texans over Colts. Bengals over Browns. Bills over Jets. Dolphins over Patriots. Ooh, this is a tough one. I know it's keeping their winning record, so that might be why, but I'm going to give it to the Steelers here. I think, of course, they're going to make the playoffs. They have to. It's like a ritual. Jaguars over Titans. Jaguars going 8-9, little upset team. Travis Hunter has a good year, maybe. Gonna give it to the Rams here. I think they're gonna be all out. Gonna give this one to the Niners. I think they're gonna be all out. Vikings, Packers. You know what? I'm gonna give it to the Vikings at home, and then wherever we played the Packers earlier, I'm gonna give it to the Packers. Yeah, here I'm gonna give it to the Packers at home. I didn't realize this is all on one day, apparently. I didn't know that. Bears, Lions. Do you think the Lions choke it? I think maybe the Lions choke it. I think the Lions choke it. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Lions choke it. Not that it's going to matter. Falcons. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Falcons. I think the Saints are really rough. They could surprise me, but I don't think they will. Let's see. I'm gonna have the Cowboys over the Giants. The Giants going 1-16. That is very rough. Gonna say the Eagles take down the Commanders at home. And I'm gonna say the Buccaneers take down the Panthers. I want to look back real quick. I feel like the Giants are going to get at least 3 wins, you know? I mean, yeah, they're not going to beat the Commanders. They're not going to beat the Cowboys. They're not going to beat the Chiefs. They're not going to beat the Chargers, I don't think. Maybe they beat the Saints, but I'll leave it. Not going to beat the Eagles. Not going to beat the Broncos. Not going to beat the Eagles. I gave it to them over the Niners. That's their one win is over the Niners? What? Yeah, not going to beat the Bears. I mean, man, alright, whatever. Giants are going 1-15. I don't think they're that bad, but whatever. I mean, whatever. I'm just an idiot, I guess. So, I got a lot of home teams winning this last game. So, this is my draft order. I have... Wait. So this means all these teams missed the playoffs. The Rams missed it with a 10-7 record. Tough luck, I'm sorry. I think Cowboys are going to have a bounce back year. Should I? Do I give it to the Giants? That might be a little too mean. Do I? Yeah, I'm giving it to the Cowboys. Alright, all these teams are missing the playoffs. I actually don't think the Rams are necessarily gonna miss the playoffs. I don't think that's necessarily gonna happen, but I'm just gonna leave it how it is. I don't want to like change my games just so that a different outcome happens. But yeah. So, what is this? Oh, I don't know. Get out of here. So, that's the draft order. Now, wild card round. These are the matchups. The Vikings are the 7 seed with an 11-6 record. Okay. So, I think the Vikings... I'm just going to do it right now. Vikings break my heart. Because, of course they do. It's the Vikings. You know, whatever. Of course they're going to lose the first round in the playoffs. Texans, Broncos. Okay. Good matchup. We got Bo Nix and their great defense versus CJ Stroud and their pretty good defense. Man, I really do love the Broncos. This is kind of an unfortunate matchup, but I'm going to give it to the Texans because CJ Stroud has kind of just been clutch in the playoffs. So I'm going to give it to CJ Stroud. Bengals, Bills. Ooh, I love this matchup. It does, in my opinion, kind of suck that they have to play against each other. Because if the matchups were Texans, Bills, and Broncos, Bengals, I would definitely have both the Bills and Bengals winning. But one of them has to get first rounded. So let's see. They're both pretty good in the playoffs when we've seen them. I mean, Burrow, he's in his one fully healthy year besides last year, he got to the Super Bowl. The one year he made the playoffs, right? Maybe he made the playoffs another time, but I think the one year he made it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen, is he a playoff choker? No, Lamar's the playoff choker. But whatever, doesn't matter. I'm gonna come back to it. I think the Steelers keep their first round eliminations going. Commanders versus Niners. Dude, Jaden Daniels was such a beast in the playoffs that I have to give it to him. I have to. Alright, we got the interesting teams. The Buccaneers and Cowboys. The Cowboys have never exactly been known to be good in the playoffs, so I'm going to give it to the Bucs. And then this one, God, that's such a tough matchup. Oh, that's such a tough matchup. Here's the thing. I think no matter what, whichever team I have winning this game is going to go to the Super Bowl. I almost want to say Bengals because let's see. Let's just say I say Bengals. They're going to be playing the Ravens, but still, I think the Bengals and the Chiefs are going to win, and then the Bengals are I don't know, whatever. I'll go back. So, Bills or Bengals? Tough choice here. Man. Oh, this is such a tough one. That's such a tough matchup, dude. I'm giving it to the Bills here. I'm sorry, Burrow. I think your defense just lets you down. We got Chiefs, Bills. Depressingly, I think Mahomes does it. He's always been really good in the playoffs, especially with the refs. Yeah, Mahomes has always been really good in the playoffs. I do think the Ravens will win. I like Stroud, but I think the Ravens got him there. And then I think the Lions win this one over the Buccaneers. I do think the Lions pull it out. But now, last year, Commanders did beat the Eagles once, but I think the Eagles are going to do it again. They're making it to the next round. So we got the 1s and 2 seeds. Man, God, I really hate to do it. I really do. I really hate to do it. But I think the Chiefs are going to do it again. Now, this one is a really tough one. But I'm going to give it to the Lions, man. I think there's a chance that they do it. I think they're going to do it. We got the Super Bowl here. Lions, Chiefs. Where is the Super Bowl being held? I don't know. It shouldn't matter. Lions, Chiefs. I hate to do it so much. I really hate to do it. I hate it. But I have to give it to the Chiefs. I really hate to do it, but I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna. So here it is. This is the draft order. I'm predicting Giants get the first overall pick. What? Followed by the Saints, Browns, Titans, Panthers, Seahawks. Man, the Seahawks. I really have them going 5-12. Huh. I mean, you can see it. There's no 6-11 teams. I don't know why that matters, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying the Vikings have the exact same pick as they did last year. Oh, I can see their thing. I have the oh Jesus. So, yeah, they're going 5-0. Then they have a rough streak. Man, I don't know. This might be like one of the stupidest takes I've ever had, but I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna roll with it. All right. Let's see. What? Okay. I don't know what this stuff means. Let's see. Oh, so here's just the overall thing. All right, these are my overall standings. We got Ravens coming in first in the division, 14-3. We have versus good versus bad. You can see this. That's cool. Chiefs 13-4. Bills 13-4. Texans 10-7. Then got the Broncos 11-6. Bengals 11-6. Steelers keep the winning record streak going. Raiders get a winning season. Ashton Genty has a great year, I'm predicting. We got Travis Hunter having a good year, along with Trevor Lawrence staying healthy. We got the Chargers being classic Chargers, just pretty much the usual. Patriots, I think they're going to have an all right year. Dolphins, I don't think they're going to be as good as usual. We got the Colts, Jets, Titans, Browns. I think the Titans and Cam Ward are going to have a bad year, unfortunately. The Browns are just the Browns. I don't think they're going to have a good year. So, yeah. Now we got NFC. Eagles going 13-4. They have another great year. Lions 12-5. Buccaneers 11-6. Niners have a bounce back year, 11-6. We got the Commanders going 12-5. Jaden Daniels stays hot from last year. The Cowboys have a bounce back year now that Dak is healthy. The Vikings, I am a Vikings fan. Go 11-6. Again, yell at me in the comments. I don't care. I think the Vikings are gonna have a good year. Falcons just missed the playoffs, going 10-7. Same with the Rams. Bears I have going 8-9. Maybe they should be like 9-8, but that's fine. Same with the Packers, maybe like 9-8 or something. But I'm gonna stick with it. We got Cardinals going 7-10. Panthers going 5-12. Seahawks going 5-12. I think the Saints are going to have a really bad year, and the Giants just being the Giants. I think maybe the Giants get a few more wins than this, but whatever. I'm going to keep it how it is. These are the overall rankings. There's obviously all these stats here. I don't know what like any of this means. Like SOS, I have no idea what that means. Or at least I know what it means, but not in football terms. So, what in the world? Oh, well, that's dumb. So, this is my overall rankings. What is this? Oh, wait, that's like an online thing. All right, let's see. No, I'm not doing scores. Okay, whatever. I'm ignoring all this, but this is my draft order prediction. Just scroll through it. Giants get the first pick. And then, what you've all been waiting for, I'm sure at least you've all been waiting for, is the playoffs. we got the wild card round. Texans, CJ Stroud. I like him at the playoffs. He's always been good. I think the Bills do it at home against the Bengals, but I had a really tough time choosing this matchup. We got Chiefs versus Steelers. I think the Chiefs do it. Commanders take down the Niners. I think the Cowboys choke in the playoffs, and the Vikings. They're not a playoff team. I mean, I think they make it to the playoffs, but I don't think they perform in the playoffs. I've seen it many times. So, Chiefs, Ravens win. Think Chiefs do it against the Bills at home. Ravens, I think they do it against the Texans at home. Lions over Bucks. Eagles over Commanders. I just think that's what happens. So, I do have the Chiefs beating the Ravens. Lamar isn't known for a playoff. He isn't known to be a playoff guy. And then we got Lions, Eagles. This is a really tough one. I think I'm going with the Lions. That's a really tough one, though. And then my Super Bowl winner is the Chiefs. I hate to do it because I really don't like the Chiefs. I hate to do it, but Mahomes is just so good. So it's hard for me to not do it. But that is my overall 2025-2026 NFL predictions. Leave a comment, yell at me, whatever. Yeah, I had fun making this. I'm going to try and save this stuff afterwards, but for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed or if you didn't enjoy, I'd appreciate if you subscribed, liked the video, left a comment saying what you think. Maybe you think the Giants are going to make the playoffs or something like that. Let me know. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, you're awesome. If you skipped to the end, still appreciate you for watching the video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.